Hello YouTube, Ronin Kaze. It's an emergency. I got my gamer gear on. All right, I'm in Fedora 43. I know I said I didn't want to do it, but I did it. But guess what I'm doing for you today? I'm showing you how easy it is to run Fedora with GNOME. That's what I have on here. I installed it. Took a while. It was a nightmare, you too. It was a nightmare. It's one more reason I can tell you why Cachy is even better. But they're both the same. If you could like, subscribe, share, unsubscribe, resubscribe, so I don't have to wear this hat all the time and these broken headphones. They're not broken, but I don't use them. So that's the GNOME. There it is. And now I'm going to download Steam. If you saw the thumbnail, this is the person that did those two evaluations. They're fantastic. So his information's here. I will put it in the comments below before all the description. It was fantastic. I watched the second one. He recapped the first one and the second one. It's a great job. It tells you exactly what I've been telling you. But he proved it empirically. There's no difference. There's no difference. He did the scientific method. When there was something anomaly, he redid it a bunch of times. Of course, Windows is, for the most times, going to run games built for Windows better than Linux can, just because of all the overhead. But I'm not going to steal that guy's thunder. He did a great job. Please go support him and watch his videos. Fantastic. Hopefully he doesn't have any bad political ones later down that later in my life that'll be pulled up if I run for office someday. They'll be like, remember when you supported Phaser Tech? Phaser Tech, shout out to you. And I will at you if I know how to do all that stuff. But it was fantastic. There's no difference really in Linux, but it's kind of the ease of use. So I'm in GNOME. I'm trying to install Steam. For some reason doesn't work. So I am going to get out. I'm trying to shut down GNOME now and restart. And when you have two desktop environments on the boot screen, you can change those. You're going to see that in the lower left. I change it from GNOME. Maybe I cut that part out. To KDE. So now I'm back in KDE. I'm like, see, Steam's already there. I'm going to try to run it. And it's be a little more descriptive. What it told me is I don't have a 32-bit library in there for whatever reason. So I think I'm going to try to install it, reinstall it, do all that stuff. And it's Flatpak. So I say, okay, Flatpakking's the problem. So I get rid of the Flatpak. And now I got to load the repositories. But you're going to see I go to a page. This is why I like Cachy. It's built in to run Steam and not do any of this stuff. Yes, you can pick Fedora. You can pick all these other ones. But then sometimes you got to do all this other stuff. You don't have the repositories. Nothing against Fedora. I can see in some, has some other tools, which are Windows-like. I don't want Windows. I just want something that's going to work. Also, selecting desktop environments in Cachy when you're loading it. You can load 20 different desktop environments if you want. And I'll show you how to do that. But I took the time to load Fedora for you, YouTube, because I care about you, because it's Christmas. It's my Christmas present to you early. So how do I do it? Loaded Steam in there. I'm going to pick Steam, using my phone to tell it to who I am and all that stuff. So I kind of alluded to it in my last video. Why do people make different distros of Linux when they're all based off the same? Because the same reason people made different DOS. They have a different vision of the software. Here's my Steam. I'm going to load an easy game that doesn't take a long time. I was going to do XCOM 2. It's one of the games I liked when I was, and it says, oh, you're going to have to, yes, install it. And I was like, you're installing it where? Yes, install it. And then it said, yep, I'm going to do, yep. And I'm just double checking, like, should I add a drive? This is in Steam when you set up your storage. I've showed you that before. You know what you're doing, YouTube. You're getting a present, or you're buying yourself a present this Christmas, a Linux present. I'm going to send Roxy right over. Roxy, you going to go over their house? I can't hear her because I have the headphones. I'm sure she said yes, YouTube. All right. So XCOM is loading. It's not going to take that long. And then you're going to see if it doesn't work. I'm looking at stuff downloading. And we're in Fedora. Isn't it wonderful, YouTube? We can all live in harmony. And I'm like, while it's doing, I'm going to maybe show you something else. Going to load Discord, Flatpak. I'll tell you what, I've decided now, I'm not a champion of Flatpak. That's just going back to the Windows paradigm. No thanks, YouTube. It's fool's gold, as it were, whatever that means. So I downloaded a bunch of different things. Here I go to play it. Yep, I want to play it. And I click it and it dies. And I said, okay, it must be a compatibility issue. So let me go into properties. Like, I can't believe it. I keep clicking it. Isn't that definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, expecting different results. So I put in a different, you go into properties and go into compatibility, then you can force it and then you can pick. I usually use experimental or hotfix. In Cachy, they have their own. Same with Nabara. Nabara even has Cachys in it, so they're like taking no chances. But it's based on Fedora, so you're going to have other issues. Now, I'm going to tell you a sad story. My sad story about Fedora. I tried to load for a long time on my PCs and never would. Maybe because I had that secure boot on. Who knows, YouTube? We all make mistakes in the night. It's 3 in the morning. Your aim's not so good, YouTube. We shouldn't go to toilet humor during the holidays, so I take that back. I'm sorry, YouTube. All right, still not working. So I'm just clicking buttons Mad Max-wise. Okay, not working. Well, I have a secret that I know that you don't know, YouTube. And I know what will work. So now I'm going to load Steam. I don't want to load it through the Flatpak. How do I load Steam via the repository? Now, remember a long time ago I told you about sudo? Merry Christmas, YouTube. Right on demand. You're getting your boy to do a lot of demos like he don't like to do. Get console. There it is. Now, all I got to do is select it with the mouse, not the whole screen, YouTube. Then go back over. I'm going to type sudo maybe, paste it, put in my password. Bam. And it's loading some stuff. Then I'm going to go to the next line, the next line, the next line. So don't be scared of sudo. You don't have to do anything. Someone's already done it for you. It's easy. I got my gamer hat on and my headphones. All right, now I do the next line. Now it's really going to take off, YouTube. Bam. Now look at all that action. Oh. Let's see what the next line does, YouTube. This ought to do big deal now. I've set up the repositories. Now I'm going to install the game. All right. That was a false alarm, YouTube. Now, here it comes. Merry Christmas, YouTube. Sudo for all. There it is. Steam from the terminal, eh? You thought you couldn't do it? Merry Christmas again, YouTube. Some of you might not have time to check out my Christmas Eve special, nor my Christmas Day special, nor my hump day between the two. I don't know if there's a hump day in between there, YouTube. That's what the terminal does. Don't be scared of it. It's really easy. Now remember, when I loaded Cachy, I go to a button and it loads all this for me. Lutris, Pro Time, Wine Hack Tricks, everything YouTube. And you're going to check out those videos of Phaser Tech. Awesome videos. The reason to do Cachy isn't the reason that people are going to say. Also, the differences in speeds. All the games I'm playing are, I don't ever set them over like 70 or 80 frames per second. It doesn't help. I'm not playing competitive shooters. My refresh on my monitor is only 144 or whatever it is, not 240, because I don't play those types of games. Now I told do Steam, it still dies because I don't have enough disk space, YouTube. And now you should be saying to yourself, did Ronin really give us a present? I sure did. I didn't just stop at the gas station and buy you lottery tickets. I got you real presents this year, YouTube. I did get some jerky at the gas station. Here it comes, YouTube. Merry Christmas in 3, 2, 1, and what? Virtual machine? You've been running this on a virtual machine. You're a liar. But Pop OS, I loaded Steam and played a game on Pop OS. Bam. Now what, YouTube? Pop OS is based on Ubuntu. It just worked easier. Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu. Just works. Ubuntu just based on Ubuntu. Just works. Ubuntu just based on Debian. I never used Debian. Just works. That's odd, right? So now I'm in Pop OS. Now you can see Cachy running in the background. Now what, YouTube? Merry Christmas. Maybe I did stop and get you lottery tickets. Maybe I scratched off all the high dollar ones too and gave you the $2 ones, YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. So, Pop OS, I swear to God, Steam worked, but now it doesn't work. But look what, when you install a game in Steam, it installs it in your game library. So look at me, look at the brain on Brad. I see it right there. My eyes detect the gazelle on the African safari. Probably not the right word because I'm up there. Wasteland, everybody! Nothing says Merry Christmas like a text-based game. You thought there wasn't going to be a game in here? YouTube, please. I had to pick those games so they probably ran on the service. I will try to do it. But it's going to be like a Bard's Tale, maybe. Will be the game. Bard's Tale 3 is a good one, but Bard's Tale. That's the first game I have. Okay, my character's 999. So what's the point, YouTube? I look at a lot of videos, and there's a lot of fluff, because if you use Linux, it just works, and the games work. The distro matters for things like, making this work. I'm not going to crash on Fedora because it didn't work in a virtualized machine running on CachyOS. I'm not going to say that. I'm sure it's good. The point I'm trying to get at, part of this is a gaming channel. The only reason you have a PC is to game on. Otherwise, why aren't you using an iPad for everything? Or a Samsung tablet or whatever. But the AI doesn't want you to type on the keyboard. No one wants you to type on the keyboard. But my parents talk in the phone, and it makes me feel old. You know what, YouTube? This makes me feel old. But 3.5 millimeter jacks is where it's at. I hope you enjoyed the video, YouTube. When you sample some of these other videos, like someone's been doing it a year, or someone switched, or go to Linux Mint because it's easy. Don't go to Linux Mint because it's easy, because it's kind of far behind. If you've got, the only thing I think about is if I had a low resource PC, I would consider one of those. If you're playing a game, who cares if you have fancy graphics when you're not playing a game? But if you got the horsepower, I'm emulating, my processor has 8 and 16 right processors, and I dedicated 4 to these machines and they ran fine. So you don't need the biggest machine. You do need RAM. I buy RAM immediately, YouTube. I go to Crucial right now. Run YouTube to Crucial and buy your RAM. Now, this is Ronin Kaze. Get the RAM before it's a lot. Bye. Merry Christmas.